Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Brian with Flint Hill Catfishing, and I'm going to be doing a short video right now on how to tie up Santee rigs and how to snell hooks, so stay tuned if you're interested in that. So let's get after it. First thing you're going to need is some leader material. I use 50-pound big game trilene. This works great. Never had any issues with it. You're going to need 2.5-inch peg floats. These are made by Comal or Comal, C-O-M-A-L. They got one little peg in them that comes with it. Side note, I order another bag of these pegs when I order from the Comal or Comal float company, just because I like to use two, and I'll show you why later. And you're gonna need some hooks. This is a big hook, a 10-aught, just so I can give a better example of snelling the hook. So you're definitely gonna need that. But 7 or 8-aught hooks are plenty big enough. I pulled in some really nice fish on those 7 and 8-aught hooks, so, and even smaller than that. But 7 and 8-aught seems to be a good all-around hook size for blue cats and flatheads. So we're going to snell the hook first. I cut a piece of leader material. That's, you know, anywhere between whatever you want to do. Just do them all the same. It just makes them look neater, but probably 18 inches to 36 inches, however long you want to do it. I do mine, I usually cut like a 30-inch piece, and then they all end up the same size by the time I end up snelling and tying the surgeon's knot on the end of it. So we're gonna go in like this first. We're coming in from the top of the hook, like this. And don't worry about making this in too awful long. Just go ahead and leave it long because you can hold on to it better. If you see, I'm gripping it like that. Now we're gonna wrap it. Well, I pulled it out, hang on. Get a better grip on there. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's usually what I do, 8. See how that looks? All right, now, you want to go back through the eye, the opposite direction of which you put it in. Since we came in this way, we're going to go back through this way. So it's going to look like this. Now when you pull on it, I tighten it a little, push it, pull it rather, and then I trim this tag in. I don't like going any shorter than 3/8 of an inch. I usually keep it closer to a 1/2 inch, just, you know, to give it some room to tighten up when the fish starts pulling. I don't want it to be too short. And catfish aren't hook shy, so it doesn't matter. So that's what we're looking at now. See that? And you know, these things, I've never had any problems with these hooks pulling off or anything. They work great. When you snell a hook, that is. Anyway, so there it is. I'm trying to get rid of focus as well. Okay. Now, this is the part that really was a pain in my butt when I first started trying to do it, because I still mess it up sometimes, but there's a couple key things I picked up on. This is a surgeon's knot. There may be umpteen different names for this, but it's what I call a surgeon's knot. So you take this guy, roll it like that. You're gonna do 3 loops. So we're laying it over towards me. Another loop behind that one. And you just pull it a little like that. Now, this final loop, we're gonna loop it between them. You're not pulling these tight or anything. Now I'm just gonna give it a little pull so I can distinguish on the video. The middle one, this was the middle one right here. I'm gonna reach through this and grab that middle one. And then I pull. Now, the way you know you got it right, you just pull it tight. The way you know you got it right, this piece always is sticking out at a 90-degree angle. So if it's pointed down or anything like that, it's gonna slip. But if it's pointed out at a 90-degree angle, you're good to go. So I trim that about 3/8 of an inch. Now what we got is the beginnings of a Santee rig. All right, now we're gonna put the float on. I just pinch this a little bit right here, and I slide the whole knot right through it. And you can put it on ahead of time if you want. I just don't. Like I said, there's 1,000 ways to do it. Do what works for you. And I just leave it on there like that for now. Now, what I generally do is I'll pull it and I'll put my hand right here like this, between the hook and the bobber. Right about there is where I'll put my peg in. I stick it in the bottom there. That's about where I want it. That's generally the length. You can do it differently, but this allows the weight to hold it down. And this bobber is floating the bait up off of the bottom, like so. Which is what you want. Instead of it laying flat on the bottom with no bobber, this is actually your weight goes down, and this guy floats your bait up off the bottom, however long your leader length is here, and gets it in the catfish's face a little better and out of the muck and silt. So I said earlier I use a second peg. I take it and I stick it in the other end like so, and just keeps it from tearing it up when the fish hits it. All right, so one more thing, there's lots of ways to store these. I make dozens and dozens of these Santee rigs ahead of time, and this is just a piece of foam. It's, you know, about 2.5 inches tall, maybe 3 inches tall. And I just wrap my lines all around it and then stab my hooks in the foam. It's not awesome, it just works. And then if I have different size hooks, I just label them. These are all 7/0. I just put a little Sharpie on there and so I can remember what they are. When I need to go, I just throw this in my bag and go catfishing. And if I need to get one and retie something, I just pull this off. And actually I don't have to retie. I just put it on with that lark's head like I showed you on the swivel, and I'm fishing. All right, last but not least, I wanted to show you what it looks like on the end of your main line coming out of your last eye on your rod. So here's what they look like. And I'm gonna show you my whole assembly, just so if you're not familiar with these things and you're trying to get into catfishing, this is something you'll need to know that's really helpful. All right. Pull a little bit of, pop the bail and pull a little bit off here. All right, so what we got here, this is the complete setup. This is what it looks like when it's all said and done right here. I got an 8/0 hook, snelled like I showed you before, and about a fist depth here you see between my hook and the bobber. So that's just about, that's what I use for spacing generally. This is probably about a 30-inch leader. But up here, what I got is the first thing you do, here's my main line coming off to my rod. I put a sinker slide on here. You don't have to use this. You can use an inline, like 2-ounce sinker they're shaped oval kind of, and they just slide up and down your line. Then I put a bead here. And the reason the bead is there, because when this thing has a weight on it, it comes down and slams into this knot, and it will end up tearing the knot up after a while and maybe cost you a fish. So the bead protects your knot. And then I just have a swivel in here. Kind of heavy duty swivel. I get like the 60, 70 pound test ones or whatever. But and then you saw how I did the lark's head by pushing this through. This also allows you just to, if this needs to be cut off or whatever, I'm going to show you this on the end of the swivel one more time before we get done. You can take it off without messing it up, just by pulling it through like so. Or more than likely, you're going to need to take it off at some point if the line's messed up or whatever, and you can just cut it and go for it. You can just cut it right off and you put another one on. So here, it's free. You see, it comes right off of there. So there's that surgeon's knot. I'll show you that one more time. Putting it on the swivel. You just grab that bad boy, pinch that surgeon's knot like that, so you can get it through the eye of the swivel. That's all you want to do. Push it up through that eye. All right, open up the loop, take your hook, put it right through the loop, slide the loop down over top of your bobber, and just kind of pull it, and it'll lark's head in on that guy. You can see it here, I think. See what that looks like? Then I have this one, which is a little bit different. This is a stationary swivel on here. What I got is this guy, nothing up here sliding. This is terminal, so it doesn't move. I got this guy on here that will just kind of spin around. It's a swivel, big swivel. You can buy all this stuff on Amazon or Catfish, you know, supply places, whatever. But same kind of leader and everything, but just a different setup here. Well, thanks for joining. I hope you liked this video, and if it was helpful to you and you felt like you got something out of it, please like or subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next episode. This is Brian with Flint Hill Catfishing. Peace.